All right, guys, so a question we get a lot in terms of e-commerce is, what do you need to get started in e-commerce? I get a lot of questions about the printers we use or the tools or hardware that get seen in videos. So today we're going to talk about the top 5 things you need to get an e-commerce brand started. If you stick around to the end, we got a bonus just for you. Now, the first is technology. I think it goes without saying that you're going to need a computer. That's kind of the E in e-commerce. So we're not going to talk about that, but we're going to talk about label printers. Well, printers in general. So we've got a regular printer that will print out packing slips, sales order slips, that sort of thing. It's going to be a printer that you could pick up at an office store. We also have label printers. So the label printer itself is what prints the shipping label out to go in a box to get the box from us to you. We've used Dymo in the past. We're using Zebra now. Dymo prints faster, but the labels are a bit more expensive. Zebra's a little bit slower, but it costs less per label to produce it. We took the trade-off and we're with the Zebra. I like it. We've got the Dymo just in case the Zebra goes down. Now, when you start selling on Amazon, you have to put on barcodes and descriptor labels on each particular item. So for that, we use the Rollo printer. Now, we've used other printers before. The Rollo is fast. The labels are fairly inexpensive. It's worked out well for us. You really wouldn't want to put, a full-size shipping label on this thing. That's not going to work. So, again, the smaller label printer, the Rollo, for just a nice little label. All right, so the next thing you're going to need is an accurate scale, a digital scale. So this looks like it's an Accutech scale. The scale is important for a few reasons. One, you need to weigh the items you're going to ship. So this hinge set weighs 1 pound, 1 ounce exactly. So now we know what to list on the website that it weighs, and it helps the website calculate shipping beforehand. We also need to be able to weigh the box that we're getting ready to ship. So say we had 2 or 3 of these, plus the box, we would package it all up, including any packing materials, shipping slips, that sort of thing, and weigh the entire package so that when we go to buy the label, we can put exactly how much weight the box is and how much it's going to cost to get to you guys, the customer. Next down our row of things you need is going to be the tape dispenser. Now, when we first started out, we used just regular clear tape. We actually technically still use this, like for boxes that we're shipping directly to Amazon for Amazon Prime. We would still use just regular clear tape. It's cheap, it's easy to get. You can find it really anywhere. On packages that are going to the consumers, we'll use custom tape. Now, this tape we're pretty proud of. It obviously has our branding on it. It's also stronger than clear tape. It's reinforced, it's fiber reinforced tape. So, one, it'll hold everything together really nicely. It's also a nicely branded package coming to you. All right, and speaking of boxes, you're gonna need a few. Actually, you're probably going to need a lot depending on how much you're planning on shipping out. This might look like a lot of boxes. It is mid-January, so this is actually the least amount of boxes we'll have in this room for the year. Give it another month and we'll probably start placing bulk orders on boxes. Well, actually, this room will actually be full of palletized boxes because we're run out of shelf space. All right, so the 5th thing you're going to need is going to be some way to organize all this. Now, we've got just regular shelves for the random stuff we accumulate. Everything we buy in bulk to get the best price of it. So we got to put it someplace in an organized manner. So these regular straight shelves are a great option. We also have organized shelves and desks and all that. Now, we've tried buying this stuff from big box stores. Whether we're talking about boxes, tape, really whatever, shelves, we get it all from Uline. Not a sponsored post. I wish they would sponsor Uline if you're watching, but they don't. They're just a really good place to buy from. They ship quickly, and they've got pretty much everything we need, including shelves. All right, you've made it to the end, and thus we have a bonus item just for you, and it's going to be a heat shrinking device. Now, here we've got the heat shrink tunnel, where if you guys watch the channel, you've seen it work. We'll put an item in on one side, it'll roll through basically an oven, and come out already heat shrunk on the other side. Now, when we were getting started, we used this little hair dryer looking device where you would put your items in the heat shrink, you'd seal it, heat shrink it up. The main advantage is it keeps everything together, right? So this is a 10-pack of 2.5 inch by 1.5 inch aluminum dome tops. We know for a fact this is 10. If the package is this size, it's always ever 10. We don't lose any, none go wandering. Also, if this were tension bands or brace bands, it would also have nuts and bolts inside of it as one package. That way when it gets to you, you've got everything you need. It also is pretty tough, so it's going to keep these things, if there's 4 or 5 different items in a box and they're all jumbling around, this is going to give a little bit of protection against scuffs and that sort of thing. All right, guys, I know it was a quick video on the top 5 things. We obviously used more things, but if I were going to start an e-commerce store over today, these are the 5, well, technically 6 with the bonus, things that I would start with. If you guys have any questions or comments about starting an e-commerce brand or the things we use, drop a comment in the comments below. For now, I'm Joe Everest, the fence expert, reminding you that good fences make good neighbors.